anti-farmer or dismissive of farmers, but the Bloomberg campaign is saying he wasn't talking about modern farmers and trying to counter that the tapes with the policies and saying that he is consistent on this subject, that times change and the information processing world we live in today, that has changed as well. Let's get the panel's read on this. B. Riley Wealth Management Chief Investment Strategist Paul Dietrich. We've got Geltrude and Company founder, best-selling author Dan Geltrude, and Independent Women's Forum Senior Policy Analyst Patrice Lee Onwuka in Washington, D.C. Patrice, ending with you, begin with you. Did that more extended version of those comments allay anyone of the view that Michael Bloomberg was being very dismissive?
No, I don't think it did, Neil. I think, unfortunately, this follows along a series of former gaffes or maybe tapes in the past that Bloomberg has made comments that are upsetting different constituencies, and I don't think that it's going to help. I mean, suggesting that the agrarian, he's talking about past agrarian societies compared to today, it may seem to those who actually make a living with through farming that he has no clue what he's talking about. So I don't think it helps him.
You know, Paul, it is interesting these tapes come out day by day, almost like a Pez dispenser release. The more serious his campaign looks. So are we going to see more of this?
We are going to see more of this. And I think this is kind of a crazy media thing. I live on a farm. I'm from the Midwest. What he said is it's not, I do not believe that's going to be insulting to farmers. It's insulting to the elites here in New York and
well, if you're
Washington,
telling a farmer you just plop something in the dirt and watch it grow.
Well, it's a simplistic view, but everyone knows
that's the very
basically
definition.
how
that's
it
the
works.
Definition of condescending.
Exactly.
Right?
Well,
we don't know. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're a farmer, Dan, in
yes.
New Jersey, and I'm just curious. And you're right. We could pick, words that he has said, and many other candidates said years ago. And this shows that he's a serious candidate if they keep pulling this stuff out. But it's there.
Look, Neil, he is only a serious candidate because he's got $60 billion. He's not charismatic. Those comments that he made right there goes to the heart of what everyone is going to say about him. He is not a man of the people. He's an elitist. He's so far removed from everyday life. He really doesn't know what it's like for the average American, and I just don't think he can buy his way through that.
All right, well, that's the rap he gets a lot, Patrice, and I'm just wondering, though, and we were talking about it during the break, I mean, it's all about the math, and to get to, 1,991 delegates, and given the apportionment voting that goes on here, we get 15% of the vote, and you share the delegates, there is a good case to be made that no one is going to have enough to close the deal on a first ballot. I raised that with Jane Sanders, who positioned it to say, yeah, but if my husband enters the convention of Milwaukee with the most delegates, that should be enough. But that isn't how you secure the deal.
No, I mean, you're going to have to figure out how to bring together coalitions of individuals who voted for your opponents. And unfortunately, Mike Bloomberg is, from what I can see, he hasn't been reaching out across the aisle to any of the other candidates. I think the other candidates, in fact, are trying to position him as the wrong choice entirely in burning potential future bridges. So it's going to be difficult for him. Now, will bringing Hillary Clinton on the ticket help him? I think absolutely not. Those are just the rumors. Well, no. I mean, I don't think that she has the star power, the credibility. She certainly has denigrated her own standing with a lot of Democratic voters, not to mention the general electorate over the past few years after her loss. So, I don't think it's going to be a blockbuster ticket. I think it's going to be a busted ticket, frankly, with the two of them on it.
All right, hang on to that here. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Warren, she's going to be holding a separate rally in Nevada.